A lot of you guys might already know what's in this box, but let's get it open, let's get it installed, and then I've got a little bit of a surprise for you guys here in a second. So let's get to it. There she is. Let me open the bag. All right, there it is, boys. A nice little harness adapter for the, not sure why that cut off, but it's a harness adapter for the STI cluster. I have the cluster right here. So let's go out to the WRX over there and we'll get this installed. All you really need to install it is a little stubby Phillips head screwdriver and probably this a little bit longer Phillips head screwdriver. So let's go get it in. Okay, so we're in the car. This is the old cluster. I'm gonna take the steering wheel off. Hold on. Take the steering wheel off so I can get easier access. I'll turn the car on one more time just to show you guys how the old cluster looks. It's got the purple LEDs in it and everything. A couple of them don't really work that great, but I think the new cluster with the red lights and the sweeping gauges and everything is going to be really cool. I'm really happy that I was able to find this connector. I will leave or I'll show you guys the paperwork for it and everything in a second, just in case you guys want to buy this connector as well. I'll try and leave some info for it so you guys can find it. But let's get this cluster out, get the new cluster in, and we'll see how it looks. There's how it looks one last time. 199,985 miles. It'll be good to put this one to rest. All right, let's do it. Cool. Well, that was easy enough. Before we bolt it back up, I'm going to turn the key on and make sure everything works correctly. Hopefully you guys saw that the harness adapter plugs into this harness and clip over here on the very left hand side. So I don't know if you guys saw last video, but my gas gauge and my temperature gauge weren't working, and it was making a really loud beep. So hopefully this should solve that. So it goes into the one all the way on the left hand side. I'm not sure how it will be if your car is JDM in your right hand drive, but for this car, that's how that goes over there. So let's get the key. Let's see if it sweeps. Oh no. What's the noise for? Let's see if it goes away when we start it. It does not go away. Oh, that's awful. Well, the temperature gauge works, or at least I think it does, and the fuel gauge works. Just really annoying noise. I don't know. I'll have to look into that and see why it's making that noise. It's really loud though, so I'm probably just gonna put the old cluster back in for now. If it's not one thing, it's another. Alright, I guess let's take it out. Okay, well, despite that not working, I'm going to get in contact with the guy that I bought the harness from and ask him why it might be making that noise, and if there's any way to solve that. But here is his info. It's Aaron Subi Electronics, aaronsubilelectronics.com. There's his email, all that good stuff, phone number and everything like that. So I'm gonna get in touch with him, but despite that not working, I still have something pretty interesting to show you guys. So let me show it to you, and I wanna get your guys' opinions on what we should do with it. So let's move it and I'll show you. All right guys, here it is, the new project car. As you can see, it's a little beat up. She's rough around the edges. The fenders aren't in good shape. It's got some nasty steely wheels on it. The paint is in pretty bad shape. It's fading. Clear coat's not in the best shape. It's got scratches everywhere. It's got whatever this oxidization is right here on the door. The glass isn't perfect. The rear bumper's in bad shape. It's got some dings and rust back here along this rear quarter panel. Ding or rust on the door. Rock chips all on the side skirts. The fenders bashed pretty good over here. The door took a little bit of scraping as well, but nonetheless, it is a 2004 Forester XT with the 5-speed manual transmission. So that's awesome. Came with an access port, so we're ready to do some tuning on it. Interior is in relatively good condition, honestly. The seats have a little bit of leather here that are starting to crack on this side, and over on the driver's side it's cracked pretty bad, but it's a project car and we're gonna fix it up pretty good. But I need your guys' thoughts on this car and what I should do with it. I have a lot of plans, or a lot of options I should say, and I'll go over those here in just a minute. But let's open up the hood, give you guys a look at what's done to it already. If you guys saw, it already has an aftermarket exhaust. I'm not sure what brand, but it sounds pretty good. It's definitely very quiet, but not the end of the world. If I decide to upgrade it later, then I will. So let's open up the hood. Get this hood prop over here. And the whole car is literally rolling back. It's gonna run into my damn... The whole car started rolling back. I need to adjust the parking brake. So annoying. I hope it doesn't crash into my car or my mailbox. Anyways, under the hood, it's not so clean, but we can give it a good wash. It's got aftermarket cold air, or not cold air, but ram air intake with the box. I might get a lid for it. I don't know if it's Cobb or if it's just some eBay one. We're gonna clean up this whole engine bay, give it a nice pressure wash or whatever. So one thing that I did want to show you guys before I get into the rest of it is when I looked underneath it, I will actually show you guys really quick. Maybe you guys can tell as well, but as you see here, it has the AVCS, the secondary or exhaust AVCS, which tells me it's dual AVCS, which tells me that this has an EJ20 X or Y swap in it, which is not preferable, but that kind of goes back to what my options with the car are going to be and what I want to do with it. Anyways, it's got a aftermarket turbo inlet. It looks like, I'm not sure what brand that is. JM something. Yeah, probably just some eBay one. But aftermarket turbo inlet, silicone nonetheless. So that's really huge plus. Got an aftermarket unknown brand top mount intercooler. Looks to be pretty big, but not sure if we'll be keeping that or not. Also probably eBay. And then another aftermarket blow off valve, also probably eBay, because I can't see, it says HKS on it, but it's probably just an eBay rebrand. So that's unfortunate. That will probably have to go as well. But everything else looks pretty much stock. I think today I'm going to take the alternator off and just confirm what actual engine is in this thing. I really don't feel like doing a compression test. I drove it all the way home from Denver to the Springs, so about an hour and a half or so. And it ran good. It doesn't have a lot of power. I'll show you guys the dyno sheet that came with the car for all of the mods that it has and everything. It was dynoed up in Denver before I got it, so I'll show you guys that here in a little bit. But that's the project car. Let's get into what my options are with it and what my current plans are for the car, and we'll go from there. All right, so for my current plans for the car, it has 150,000 miles on it. I currently don't have a lot planned for the engine or anything like that, but we'll get to that in a minute. Current plans. It currently has the TD04 on it. It smokes pretty dang bad, so I'm pretty sure that the seals on the TD04 are blown. And I have another TD04 in my garage right now that I could replace it with, but I'm not sure if I want to replace the TD04 and keep it stock-ish, or not stock, but as it is right now, and just kind of make it look pretty and then flip it. But we'll go into that in a second. Current plans. Replace the turbo, not sure with what yet. Clean the car like crazy. I have a buddy of mine who's coming to do a paint correction on the car for me. And then I'm trying to source out new fenders for the front two fenders. You guys saw that they're in really bad shape. That one over there is completely destroyed. That one might be able to be saved on the left-hand side, but I'd really rather just get a new one because it's got a lot of rust. So probably replace the windshield. It's got a lot of cracks in it. You guys can hopefully see that. Cracks everywhere. So maybe replace the windshield. And then I've got a set of coilovers lined up. They need to be welded, so stay tuned for a video on that. I'll go pick those up and then we will repair them and then install them on this bad boy. And then if you guys saw the Forester that I had in the past, it was another 2004 or 2005, but that one had the automatic transmission. But I put 2008 to 2014 WRX wheels on that, and I think I'm going to be doing the same with that. So I'm going to be getting those wheels today from a buddy, and we're going to put some tires on those and then put those wheels on this as well. Not sure if those are going to be the final wheels that stay on this car, but it really all depends on what I decide to do with it. So that's the current plans. I'll probably change out the shift knob because this one's old, crusty, and nasty. It's got a bit of slop in it and it doesn't really feel the best, so I might put a short throw in this and then do all the shifter bushings underneath. But it is a 5-speed, so that's going to go back to what we decide to do with the car in the long run. So that being said, in the long run I have a lot of options. I have my closed deck block with all the internals and everything that needs to be put together, and it's drilled for 1/2-inch head studs, and that block could handle probably about 800 horsepower. I might take that block, assemble it, build it all, and then put it in my WRX, or and then take the motor that's in my WRX, which is mildly built. It has IAG piston, IAG rods. I want to say JE pistons, but I don't remember off the top of my head exactly what pistons they are. I can look back, or you guys can watch the build video on that block up here. So if I decide to put that 800 horsepower block in my WRX, then I'll take that old block out that only has about 1,000 miles on it, and I'll put it in this if I decide to keep this. Or if Luna wants it, my girlfriend, then it's really going to be up to her what she wants to do with it. If she wants to build it, or if she just wants to keep it mildly stock, keep the EJ20 in it, maybe upgrade the turbo. But if she decides that she wants it, then we'll have to go a totally different direction. Or I could put the 800 horsepower block in this thing and then put the 6-speed out of my car, my WRX, into this car, or source another 6-speed, or put everything from my WRX into this car, keep this car, and sell the shell of the WRX. Because if you guys know, that WRX has a rebuilt from salvage title, and for a while now it's kind of just been turning me off, and I'm not sure if I want to keep that car in the long run or not. It is really fun to drive. It does have some really nice goodies on it, but I have been wanting a manual 5-speed, or maybe in the future 6-speed, Forester XT for quite some time. So I have a lot of options on what I could do with this car. If you guys have any ideas on what you think I should do with this car, definitely let me know down in the comments below. Or if you think I should just get it really pretty, put it on coilovers, put some wheels and tires on it, and then just flip it, that's another option too. So I'm really interested to see what you guys think and what your opinions are on what I should do with this car. I'm really still up in the air about it, so who knows. But that's gonna do it for my plans for the car. So I think what I want to do with it today is hopefully get some suspension for it. Not sure if it's going to be in this video, probably not. This is probably just going to be a short update video. But what I want to do today is go ahead and get that alternator off and look at the plaque on the engine, on the block, to see exactly what block is in this car. Because if it's got a 2.0, then it's not preferable. And that'll kind of help determine what I want to do with the car in the future. So let's get the alternator off, see what engine's in this thing, and then we'll go from there. Well, that's what I was afraid of. I don't know how well you guys are going to be able to see it, but that definitely says EJ20 down in there. EJ20. Not sure how well you guys are going to be able to see that, but like I said earlier, that's not really preferable. The EJ20 is like the budget or poor man's engine replacement for these cars. So that definitely gives me options or thoughts on what I should do next. Really quick, if you guys don't know, the alternators in these cars is literally only held in by like 2 or 3 things. So you've got your tensioner right here, and a bolt goes through that into the alternator through here, kind of just like my finger sitting right there. And then this one, unfortunately, on these Foresters is a pain in the ass because the radiator kind of gets in the way. But you have this long bolt that goes all the way through this, kind of like that, and the alternator pivots on that. So alternators on these cars are really easy, except on these Foresters, because this radiator fan shroud gets in the way of the bolt coming all the way out. So I had to cut it a little bit with some dikes, but it's not the end of the world. But that's what I wanted to know. It's the EJ20, not preferable, but it kind of gives me a starting point of what I want to do with the car. So like I said earlier, let me know your guys' thoughts on what you think I should do with this thing down below. Not sure if we're going to get into anything else interesting today, so that might do it for this video. I really appreciate you guys watching. I'm really interested to see what you guys think I should do with this Forester. Should I build my WRX or should I build this? I don't know. We'll see. Let me know down in the comments. Subscribe if you haven't already. Like the video, it really helps me out, and we'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.